Good morning, planet Earth. You haven't heard from me. I've been stuck in space, traveling to the stars. Couldn't find a bar. Space hookers have space herpes. Because it is Wednesday, hump day, July the 22nd. That's right, July the 22nd. There's something special about this date, I think. I just don't remember what, right? July the 22nd, 2026. And I say this because I haven't really been able to podcast much this month. I have a ear infection or ear issue that's not going away, and it's a bit troublesome, if not annoying and maybe even a bit painful at times. And I probably will go see the doctor tomorrow because at this point in time, there's something else wrong. And if it sounds like I'm reluctant to see the doctor, let me just make this clear. I don't have any money. Nobody has any money. None of the basic shit they tell you that the insurance will pay for actually gets paid for. And the further you drop off the radar in terms of your health insurance, well, it's a lot like auto insurance. The more expensive it gets. And it's designed to be that way. It's designed to fuck you. They don't really want you well, folks. There is very little profit in any of us being well. And if you ask me, I haven't taken very good care of myself, so if I go see the doctor tomorrow, I have a feeling they're going to tell me, well, Dan, you know, this shit is fucked up and that shit is fucked up and over here, look at this shit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to defend my position here. At this point, given the last year and the last few years, I don't really have great expectations. If they come back at me and say, well, Dan, it's this or that, I expect this or that to be bad. You know, not good. Not great, not average, and maybe it's not all that bad. I can still walk, I can still talk, right? But it is just after 10 a.m. here on the Olympic Peninsula, and it's heating up. Isn't it? Heating up. Of course, every summer it heats up. Now, if you were to ask me, Dan, are these summers like when you were a kid? The simple, easy answer is no. But I couldn't tell you without precise data how different they are. I can give you qualitative differences. I can tell you that when I was a kid growing up in Western Washington, nobody in Western Washington that I knew needed or wanted air conditioning. Ever. I don't care where they lived. They could be in a heat island right next to I-5, and still, in the midst of summer, very fucking rarely did anybody want air conditioning. Now, that's a qualitative thing. And you could say, well, Dan, people have gotten weaker, they've gotten fatter. Yeah. There were plenty of fat people when I was a kid. I was a fat kid. None of the fat kids or fat parents I knew in the 1980s needed fucking air conditioning. So I don't know what that fucking means. I don't have a clear answer. But are you noticing anything? Hey, take a look at the recent target list. You know the recent target list? The target list for Iran? I've got a picture in the notes. You should take a look. There is one country that is conspicuously absent. Now, here are some of the explanations that people like. Well, here's John Mearsheimer's explanation. He's an edgelord. He said, well, the reason why they're not attacking the state of Israel is because they've run out of defensive missiles. That sounds really dumb to me. Since when, in the history of warfare, especially modern warfare, do you let your enemy recover? Another explanation is, well, they're just being strategic. They'll circle back to the state of Israel. Well, okay. But why are you giving your mortal enemy, according to the propaganda, according to the bullshit, why are you giving your mortal enemy time to recover? This is the mystery, folks, and I'm sorry to harp on it, but why, at this point in time, is Iran hitting every target but the state of Israel? I don't know. I'm guessing you don't know either, you know? The big Pickaxe Mountain's what we're going after, though. That big Pickaxe Mountain. I don't know what's in the big Pickaxe Mountain, but I'll tell you a story. One evening, as the sun went down and Kuwait was burning, radar tracked a stealth bomber and he said, "Boys, I'm not turning. I'm heading for a hill that's far away beside the oil fountains. So come with me, we'll go and see the big Pickaxe Mountain. In the big Pickaxe Mountain, there's a bunker that's lit quite bright, where the missiles grow on bushes and you fire them every night. Where the boxcars are full of nuclear dust and the Ayatollah shines every day. On the mines and seas and the drone trees, where the rocket fuel springs, where the machine gun sings, in the big Pickaxe Mountain. In the big Pickaxe Mountain, all the IRGC have wooden legs, and the speedboats all have holes beneath, and the virgins suck every day. The centrifuges are full of fuel, and the skies are full of gray. Oh, I'm bound to go where there ain't no bros, where the black rain falls and the wind don't blow, in the big Pickaxe Mountain. In the big Pickaxe Mountain, you never fire Glocks, and the little streams of uranium come trickling down the rocks. The soldiers have to eat dead rats and the radar screens are blind. There's a lake of goo, of plutonium too. You can paddle all around them in a fallout canoe in the big Pickaxe Mountain. In the big Pickaxe Mountain, the news are full of spin, and you can talk BS again and again and carry that big grin. There ain't no cut-off rifles, no knives, grenades, or tricks. I'm going to stay where you grill pork all day, where they hung the jerk that killed Charlie Kirk. In the big Pickaxe Mountain. I want to go where the Iranians glow. In the big Pickaxe Mountain. So there is no good explanation I've found, especially John Mearsheimer's explanation of, well, they no longer have defensive missiles. That's about the dumbest reason to not attack. Let's go back to June the 22nd, 1941, the start of Barbarossa. Did you know there were Red Army soldiers asking for permission not just to shoot at the Germans, but to get ammunition to shoot at the Germans? Did you know that? On June the 22nd, 1941. Now, did the Germans decide, well, fuck Glenn, fuck Charlie, fuck Gunter, we better not fucking attack because they can't defend themselves? Are you fucking stupid? So we can take John Mearsheimer's explanation and just push it off the table. The other explanation is this is some type of 8-dimensional chess on the part of Iran. And folks, if I'm going to discount the super-dimensional chess of Papa Blumpity Blump, guess what? I'm going to do fair is fair and discount that possibility with the Iranians. What I know is this. When Heinz Guderian paused Army Group Center's avant-garde, leading-edge armored division group at the end of July 1941, there were virtually no strategic Soviet forces between him and Moscow. It was about 100 miles. They could have done that 100 miles in a few days, and it would have been fucking over. Now, we can go into reasons why the great strategic mistake was made, and that's a fun discussion. But why the fuck 3 months ago? It was just a few months ago, when Iran had Israel at the point of collapse, why'd they stop? Now, you could say, well, Dan, Israel threatened nukes. Fine. Israel's been threatening nukes forever. They're not a member of the NPT, which means they're illegally holding on to nukes, right? Because this is why we're going after Iran. They want to have nukes without permission. So whether they have nukes or not is of no interest to me. They probably do if nukes are real, right? But the explanation that Israel has nukes also doesn't make a lot of sense. It's possible that they threatened Iran with some sort of nuclear outcome, but it does seem at this point to be a little bit overdone. When the British, under the command, really the Admiralty command of Churchill, launched their strategic invasion of Turkey, the soft underbelly, and they sent Australian forces to Gallipoli. At any point did Turkey say, fuck, buddy, fuck Mustafa, these motherfuckers are stuck on the beach. We should stop shelling them because it's mean. Did anybody ever say that amongst the Turks? Oh shit, we better stop shooting them damn fucking Aussies because it's mean. They can't defend themselves. That would be fucking stupid, right? Now, I've already told you the Lego videos are the dancing nurses. You can process that as you will. I have a link to notes about this show I never watched because I wasn't a kid in the early 90s. I was in my 20s. And it was called The Dinosaurs TV Show. And it had a finale where all the dinosaurs died. You might want to watch that YouTube video. Pete Hegseth, Pete Keg's Breath, Petey Boy, is talking about giving free testosterone to soldiers. I don't know what to say about this. I don't think Pete's a doctor. I don't think RFK Jr. is a doctor. I think lots of people take hormones, and in some cases it can help. Another fun fact about all hormones is that they can also agitate, excite, and facilitate cancer. Yeah, that's cancer. That's a C word, you fuck. In fact, giving somebody any type of hormone, if they have a tumor, especially testosterone, can actually, worsen the cancer. So it's just something to think about. There are coyotes in Everett, folks. Oh my God. There are coyotes in Everett. Everett, Washington has declared a coyote emergency. The coyotes are spreading herpes and disease, spreading AIDS and clap, spreading gonorrhea. They're moving out. They're heading to your home. They'll have sex with your dog, and then your dog will foam. Coyotes in Everett, Washington. You can go to that link if you want to. Here are your headlines from Zero Hedge as of 10:15 a.m. on this particular date. High factor volatility is here to stay. Goldman's Pasquarello, I don't give a fuck, suggests simplify your portfolio. Well, that sounds like good gaslighter advice. Trump vows U.S. will destroy a bridge or power plant for each Iranian attack on shipping. This sounds like the plot of Catch-22. OpenAI admits model escaped containment and hacked a Hugging Face to cheat on a test. This is filed under It Just Gets Dumber with AI. Abandoned Navy base costs taxpayers $340,000 a year for internet nobody uses. File under WorldCom. Amid token optimization and open model invasion, UBS says the AI trade is not breaking, it's maturing. More gaslighting. Can SpaceX fire on all cylinders? What does a grifter look like? Top Israeli minister, best for us if U.S. fights Iran while Israel sits out. Well, let's stop here. Of course that's good. Of course Israel wants the U.S. to bloody itself. But why the fuck is the state of Iran letting Israel get away with it? Why? Okay? Israel, according to all the propaganda my whole fucking life, is the mortal enemy of Iran. Every time a Zionist has a chance to beat the drum, they'll tell you that the Iranians have sworn to destroy Israel. So why the fuck are they just bombing Muslims right now? Please meditate, motherfuckers. Here's the charts that Goldman traders are most focused on. Price of cocaine. ADNOC approved 6.2 billion gas projects in Abu Dhabi. I'd love to see the insurance model. Socialist man Dami concedes New York City can't arrest Netanyahu. Wow, who could have figured that? Fifth Circuit to rehear drug traffickers' Second Amendment challenge. Oh boy. Oil soars to 6-week highs amid Trump threats. U.S. production dips and tank bottoms at Cushing. What the fuck's going on with oil right now? The money printers fueling socialism's rise get rid of the central bank's dummy. UBS warns Trump's 100% generic drug tariff. I will redo this particular headline. I'll read you the real one first. Real headline. UBS warns Trump's 100% generic drug tariff puts Indian pharma on notice. Goldman flags reshoring winners. Let me redo this headline. UBS explains how Trump is giving his friend the Zionists in Israel 100% control of generic drug trade. Fixed it for you. Copper's physical tightness is overpowering macro uncertainty. Today, Congress votes to integrate U.S. military tech and supply chains with Israel. You can't make this shit up. That's the actual headline. Thank you, Gaslighter Zero Hedge. Chilling new clues challenge suicide claim in the limited hangout trauma monkey of the Los Alamos lab worker's death, which is the new COVID-19 bullshit. Futures slide ahead of Google earnings as Brent surges above $95 a barrel once again. What the fuck is happening with oil? The market's most dangerous bet, which would be to bet on sanity. And these are your headlines as of 10:19 a.m. on this horrendous date of today. Senator Lindsey Graham is dead. Huzzah. I don't want to talk about him because I'm not even sure how much of that story is true. I tell you once again, folks, the options they give you of alive or dead, suicide or murder, they're dumb options. There are other choices. One choice is he's not dead. Another choice is he was never a real person to begin with. And folks, at this point, I can go for all choices. Here's a quote from Papa Blumpity Blump, President Trump, the Dorito Bonito, our Cheeto hero, Marshall Cheeto, President Trump. The USA will be, from this point forward, known as the guardian of the Hormuz Strait. And I gotta say, folks, this fits with all that Marvel marketing bullshit. You know there's a new movie coming out in December, Doomsday. Wow. Things line up, folks. Things line up. Here's a story from the South China Morning Post. This was published, just to check the date on it, on 30 November 2025. So it's dated. It's dated. Headline, what is second-hand fried chicken? How this snack became popular in Philippine slums. A decades-old staple in the slums of the Philippines, known as PAG PAG, or second-hand fried chicken, has unexpectedly trended on mainland social media. Videos of Chinese influencers and bloggers filming themselves trying the food have gone viral. PAG PAG, which literally means to shake off dust, has been eaten in poverty-stricken parts of the Philippines for decades. It is made from discarded leftovers, which are cleaned, re-seasoned, and deep-fried before being resold as pre-processed food. The dish is the only affordable source of protein for some impoverished families. It originates out of the extreme poverty in the 1960s when the country was suffering, the Marcos family, right, was suffering from a debt crisis and severe underemployment, forcing many people to migrate to urban areas in search of hooker opportunities. Subic Bay. These communities began using leftover scraps of protein from the sailor underwear as their sources of PAG PAG goo. They called it clam chowder. The hookers, they turned it over. You boil it for 15 minutes. Thank you, U.S. Navy. To make it, this PAG PAG, scavengers usually rush out before dawn to find well-preserved food scraps, which they then resell to vendors. The vendors prepare the dish by chopping the ingredients, adding seasonings, and deep frying the mixture. The final selling price is about 20 to 30 pesos, or about 50 fucking cents. Controversy spread on social media after a video by the travel influencer Baozu Brother, who boasts more than 6.5 million followers on social media, showcased the food and drew massive attention. Oh wow, I get 5 followers on YouTube after 5 years and then I get banned. This guy has millions for eating garbage. He struggled with the dish, saying that while the taste was acceptable, the psychological hurdle of swallowing it was difficult to overcome. Another Chinese influencer known as 20 and still haven't been to Starbucks, who has more than 200,000 online followers, also sampled the fried chicken in a viral video. After all, I'm a lifestyle experience blogger, and I have to do what I say. Locals really do eat this stuff. Look at this piece of meat. Only half is left. I'm just going to imagine that I have been in a desert for 10 days, 10 nights, have no food to eat, he said in his video. After taking a few bites, a group of local children joined in, and they were soon sharing the food. This is the inequality of the world. What the rich throw away as scraps is a treasure here. The viral video has ignited controversy on mainland social media. One online viewer said, "Bro, I will let you pretend to eat it. Do not really do it." Another said, "Stop eating. I can't even bear to watch." While a third said, "Bear, that sounds nice." While a fourth said, "This is not even the worst part. There are still families here who cannot even afford a box of second-hand fried babies. Some can only buy a box of fried babies for a child's birthday. Even the leftover babies might be collected again and sold to people who are even poor because they have to sell their babies." This was written by Yating Yang, South China Press. Yeah, fuck. PAG PAG. Look into it yourself, buddy. So, a listener sent me a link to a video from Oliver Tree. I did not know who Oliver Tree was. I can't truly say that I fucking care. And just as full disclosure and boilerplate and disclaimer, a lot of these videos you should question at this point. So I don't even know if this is real. I don't know if this is a legit video or not. I know that Oliver died in some sort of helicopter crash. And boy, doesn't that remind you of another helicopter crash way back in early 2020? If you know, you know. Yeah. In the video, Oliver Tree talks about how climate change is real and the Antarctic ice is collapsing, and all I ask is that you think deeper on these videos before you simply accept what they say. We are the dream of a hyper-intelligent bacterial colony that has infested the earth for billions of years. This bacterial colony has created and has destroyed intelligent biological life many times. They created the reptilian elite of the dinosaur age. For an eternity, this was the cycle, until the colony reached peak collective intelligence, a state of consciousness and memory that could be both the active awareness of the totality, but also create within it a dream world, a mystery world, a made-up world, also called a simulation, that is merely the dream of the biological operating system within this super intelligent bacterial colony. This is you, this is me, this is Seaflow, a 1 trillion year guarantee. These are the culprits, these are the shadow people and Bigfoot, Mothman fuck. All fantastic creations of the collective unconscious of a hyper-intelligent, biological, unified, worldwide, supersonic, electrophonic, telescopic bacterial colony, okay, buddy? And yeah, I do want to sell that idea, that Netflix series idea to Netflix of Dr. Baxterterium, a hyper-intelligent bacterial subcolony at a local county hospital that reaches a state of awareness and becomes a hospital doctor, also called a hospitalist. What if Trump is possessed by the haunted and broken spirit of Klaus Kinski? That's random. Would this explain his madness, the ghost, the spirit, the possessive being, the poltergeist of Klaus Kinski has invaded the awareness of Donald Trump? He says we've destroyed all their bridges, but they still have bridges. He says we destroyed their cows, but they still have cows. He said we destroyed their oxen, their fields of green, but they still got it, baby. Papa Blump says their navy is at the bottom of the Caribbean, guarded by pirate ghosts and giant moray eels. Trump says we have a Space Force superstar destroyer patrolling, that this superstar destroyer can read the walnut cum off the street hookers in Tel Aviv. Their main weapons are brutal neutron and gamma ray beam shock, Talon blast tubes. What your urologist uses is your butt, you fuck. Trump says he saved cheeseburgers. Maybe Trump is an intelligent bacterial colony, just not a very smart one. Trump says all the Iranians are scum. Trump says he saved Israel. How crazy does this sound? Well, if you're the ghost of Klaus Kinski, not fucking crazy enough. Stop it. And then there's cheesing. You thought it was just about South Park. And then there was cheesing. Here is a quote from President Papa Blumpity Blump from July the 10th. 1,000 missiles are locked. 1,000 missiles are loaded. 1,000 missiles are aimed at the Islamic Republic. Thousands of more to immediately follow should the Iranian government act on its threats pronounced in many corners of the globe to assassinate or attempt to assassinate the sitting Papa Blumpity Blump of the United States of Forrest Gump. In this case, me. Orders have already been given and the U.S. military is ready, willing and able for a 1-year period of time. That's an interesting number. Subject to extension, if you're covering up a fuzzy event, right? To completely decimate and destroy all areas of Iran. Praise be to Allah. This is an actual quote from Papa Blumpty Blump. Praise be to Allah. Yeah. Whatever happened to poor Gingerbread? He was here, such a young scamp, running about chasing butterflies and dreams. What the fuck actually happened to that little beam of light? Did some monster take poor Gingerbread in the night? Little Gingerbread never hurt no one nohow. He was a moon child of the darkest emerald, and in the glaze his hazy ways would transform the gloom. No one said nothing bad about poor Gingerbread. He was conceived that very moment when Armstrong's foot touched the surface of the fucking moon. Is he dead? Poor fucking Gingerbread. Did some force grab him in the woods? Is he gone for goods? Did I kill little gingerbread? Was it me? Or was it Cinnabon on the run? He's got his gun. If you see you are done, Cinnabon, bun, bun, Cinnabon, bun, he walks the earth when there is no sun. I was able to remove the earworm. It was gray and brackish and sad and lame. It had scab eyes and a walnut brain. It was tearing at my temporal lobe, chunks of brain flesh and gurg. I am left as Mr. Potato made me, full of zest and robusto. I am robusto, and so is gingerbread. Robusto, extravaganti, style, volcano, yacht, sex club, sex tales, type living, with dolphin wine and gopher sunsets. Did you know I'm getting into looks maxing? I will use a ball-peen hammer to beat my face until I become more beautiful to start making babies before it's too late. I'm maxing out my looks, man. I'm giving myself testosterone and injecting bee pollen into my testicles. Sea-flow style ointments and anal tubes are changing this new trend of looks maxing. Look at what 5 treatments, you can see the pictures in my notes, you fucks. Look at what 5 treatments of Dr. Grunkus's butt-soothing peptide gyration tubes had on my anus. Just a few weeks of work and look at me now. These pictures are authentic. When you look good, you can live the great life. I'm living my best life. I'm living and loving and sucking on beautiful busty women with nice butts. They are Harlequin novel type love shooters with hooters and a zest for life. They want to dance all night and hug me with all their might. I may become the next Attila the Hun of sextravaganza magic time. No time to wait, my friends. We need to lash out at the cud jerks living in the storm drains and hunting the albino alligators. The sea-flow lifestyle is power-hungry bull juice, pusher, pimp, penis, torpedo, love music. You can ascend to the next level body images and join me on Mars with Elon and fuck those robot whores. Sure, I'm living this Superman-style Matthew McConaughey type cocaine dream adventure, and women are rubbing their boobulas, dreaming of my man's spirit drippings into their pleasure chasm. You can't stop sea-flow-powered love hookups. Babies will be generated at the Motel 6. We'll keep the light on for you. I think about all those little ones left behind at Motel 6 babies, those Motel 6 babies, and who will take care of these babies? The Filipino cleaning staff cleaning the jizz towels at the motel, discovering discarded motel babies and giving them the life they deserve. As with poor gingerbread, other motel babies are cast into the winds and set adrift without love or understanding in a wicker fucking basket. Hammered and hungry, we're breaking out to find new possibilities. We've been struck by the love curse, and our hearse speeds away carrying our flesh burden and our desires. We fold into the ground like hound dog warriors, and the mountains bend to our new fire posse. Take hold of your emotion and fight for your life until the cities burn. 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 I'm the Snow Prince, wincing at my pain as the soldiers of history are slowly going insane. Children, panicked and hungry, running from the swamp beasts, living for the hours, somewhere deep inside the storm drains. Moms and dads, worn down by their labors, hungry and sad, glad to have one more special taco. Hamburger steak, hamburger is steak, for goodness sake, didn't Alan say? Hamburger is fucking steak. Is the Strait of Horrors still open for dinner? Want some fried rice? There's a baffle upcoming. Not a raffle, not a battle, a baffle. It's fun. It's when your neighbors leave a box on your doorstep with a button on it and with a note connected to it. The note says if you press the button, someone might die and you might get $40 million. In the future, it won't be a zombie apocalypse, no. But when you die, you will either melt into nothing instantly or explode with a random 50-50 chance, either or. 100 pounds equals an eighth of Semtex in terms of explosive yield. So it's god-awful and changes society. Death rooms are designed like bomb captures or sumps. Nurses wear that equipment that, that bomb disposal experts wear, those big puffy super suits of super armor. The rooms will have a drain as well, so your liquid mass can simply go away, but it will have large openings for chunks of exploded human. All of this baffles people, and they press the button every fucking time, maybe. Then there's Owen. You know Owen. He should have died at the bottom of a well before the age of 10. That's what ought to happen to Owens, but no. Or fucking Quins. Never met a Quinn I liked. Just like the Owens or the Lucindas. Fuck Lucinda. Are you baffled? You can't slack off, friend. You can't give up. You can't bend. I couldn't stop reaching for the metal spike today. I just kept jabbing it into my fucking ear. I could just jab and jab and jab to clear out the pain from my left ear. Sure, they say, don't stick old rusty carpenter spikes into your ear and scrape at your inner ear, but do they really know, or are they just under the control of big hearing? Bitter harvest and chili cheese fries. It's like that YouTube hooker that is constantly getting gaslit into making special dinners for her husband. He's like, hey, I'm making nachos out of ramen and dog shit. And she's like, nah, daddy, I'll make an artisanal Italian-style wench pudding in my love basket. Give me hot dog surprise salad and my mistress in forks. We'll eat like kings off of sea dust and deer pudding. Jelly masters will defend against the cave freaks, but space doom is coming from Uranus. I said Uranus. We have a very strong blockade against Uranus, So today I was thinking about the Flix bus stop. And I mean this bus stop, it was a Tuesday night, I think September the 12th, around 11 p.m., 2023. I was taking the bus to go to the airport because you got to stop in New York City first to switch buses. It's just the way it works, in Chinatown. The Flix bus stop across from Madison Square Gardens was covered in land crab. You call them cockroaches. When they get above 4 or 5 inches, I call them land crab or land crawdads. There were hookers slunking about being chased by their pimps on little mopeds. The German tourists were cowering in the shadows, hoping, praying that they didn't make a mistake by going too fucking cheap. The Chinese bus driver tried to speak English but said, no danger, as tears ran down his face and his hand shook. He looked like he was high on meth or cocaine, but he said, no danger, get on the bus. Yeah, that's the news, folks. You want me to tell you there's better news or worse news? I can't really tell you if any of the fucking news is worthwhile at this point. I believed a few years ago we would get to the point where you could just say, why even look? And I'm just about there. I look because of schadenfreude. I look because I think I have the skills to read between the lines. But at a certain point, as I've said so many times in the last 6-7 years, 6-7. As I've said so many times in the last 6-7 years, it is like trying to find an undigested grape in about 600,000 metric tons of sewage. And that brings us back to PAG PAG. Maybe what we're doing here, folks, between you and me, is a lot like PAG PAG. We're trying to eat yesterday's chicken. We'll pick out the rat turds. We'll pick out the maggots. We'll try to pick out the herpes. But you can't pick out the herpes. It's just there waiting. Maybe that's what it is, folks. Maybe everything we've been doing here, you, me, brothers and sisters on this stupid fucking podcast, has been PAG PAG. We've been trying to pick out the undigested pieces of stuff that we think is still food. And the problem is, right now, I can't tell you if it's food or not. You think you find a chunk of chicken, it looks like it's still good, but then you smell it, and it smells like that hooker you had sex with, back in Saigon. I can't tell you if you should eat it. You can boil it and fry it. I can't tell you if it's going to give you cancer. But if you have cancer, you can try it. But I can't tell you if it's going to make you happy. PAG PAG. It is Wednesday, July the 22nd, 2026. It's almost 11 a.m. as if I fucking care. Still about 17 minutes away, but boy, that time flies when you're eating PAG PAG. The headlines are PAG PAG. The news is PAG PAG. You can look through it and turn on your Sovietology and your hermeneutics, but I can't, folks, really. You're digging through shit to find one thing that even if you find it, and even if you know it's true, isn't going to help you. It's like the Israel thing. I know a lot of people would like to say, okay, Dan, we've gotten to the bottom of the tunnel. We've gone down the rat hole. We've gone down the rabbit hole. We drilled to the sector. We've gotten, but you haven't, though. Have you? Have you, really? You haven't. If you want to say this is about the state of Israel, you can. But brothers and sisters, I think as we get closer to whatever it is, certain kinds of truths will be revealed, like tossing money or smoke grenades out of the back of a moving train. They really do want you focused on the wrong thing right now. But they also realize that to make this work, especially at the end, they've got to give you something in that PAG PAG that resembles chicken or beef. They can't just feed you more shit. So it's entirely plausible that part of the story is related to Zionism. And yet, folks, brothers and sisters, and this isn't about antiseptic or not antiseptic or even noticing. Brothers and sisters, what if this is just another layer of bullshit? And I'm not claiming the state of Israel is a good place or a friend of ours. I think it's always been a giant turd out there, just sitting out there, giving everybody butt herpes. But still, is it the whole story? Is Zionism the whole story? Is it even remotely the whole story? And I believe at this point the answer is no. We could get rid of all the Zionists in our government. We could kick them out of the country. And, if we're opposed to terrorism, this violent cult of Zionists should be kicked out. But it's probably not going to fix anything. And it's not going to change what's coming. Enjoy your PAG PAG.